For more news, trailers, reactions, check out the Distance Nerd post on Facebook and let us know what you're nerding out on, including you, Geek Freaks Network, and let us know what you're nerding out on.
That's
All right,
right.
let's dive into this. Stranger Things finale will be a monster cry. Oh my goodness. The Duffer Brothers say fans will cry in front of strangers during the theatrical finale of Stranger Things season 5. Joseph Quinn's Eddie Munson is officially dead, and 2 of the final episodes are pure monster mayhem. One was the most insane shoot of their lives, they said. Hawkins is going out swinging and nobody's making it through dry-eyed. Will you see the finale in theaters? What do you think, young fella? You gonna go check it out?
I 100% am. And here's the thing. We've been speculating on this for the last 2 weeks. I know on Geek Freaks they were speculating on this. This is official. It is going to be in theaters. And that's the whole thing is I think what they're doing is I've got to go double check on the source, but I think what they're doing is they're doing a simultaneous release. So it's going to be like K-pop Demon Hunters, like we were saying like last time. It's something that is going to be available on Netflix, but then also something that you have the option to go see in theaters. And especially if it's something that's meant to be seen in theaters, I think a lot of people are going to spend money to go see this.
I totally agree. I think they're gonna treat it as like a movie premiere, red carpet, this and everything. Like they're gonna get some demogorgons walking the red carpet and whatnot, some cosplayers. I think they're gonna treat it as like a big time movie event.
Right.
So
Shout out to Matt Aguilar in the chat right now. He said he's definitely going to go catch it in theaters.
the Swagular gonna go to the movie theaters. Okay, all right. You know, I want to see this in theaters, but I don't know if I could wait.
No, I
You know,
hear you.
like if they say like this is gonna drop at say mid, what's gonna stop me from like I can turn this on right now or I can wait until when I can go see this in theaters like the next day.
But again, I think it's going to be like K-pop Demon Hunters, because think of it like for you, John, as like you specifically have seen K-pop Demon Hunters multiple times on screen, but you've also seen it in theaters. And it's like, did it diminish your experience seeing it on the small screen before seeing it in theaters?
I get what you're saying there, but I'm just saying like the first time seeing the finale. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
seeing it. Am I gonna be able to wait? I don't know if I can wait.
I hear you, man.
Are you?
I get what you're saying. I'm probably gonna do both. I'm probably gonna go.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm probably gonna watch it and then go see it in theaters, because the experience is gonna be different, and it's also gonna be an experience that you have with other people, which makes that experience completely different from watching it at home. I know specifically Jackie. Jackie's into Stranger Things. She likes watching Stranger Things, so
Hmm.
I know that Jackie is probably going to want to watch it at home because she doesn't like going to the movies. But then for me, it's like, cool, this is great. If it's as long as it's like as good as I'm anticipating it to be, I'm probably going to go see it in theaters, because it's like I want that experience. I want that
Yeah.
popcorn, that candy, that hanging out in the theater with a bunch of other people watching this finale. And it's supposed to be a 2-hour finale, so why would I not want to go see it in theaters?
Right. And the popcorn's better at
Oh,
the movie
absolutely.
theater. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah, way better than the popcorn I make at home. I mean, I air pop my popcorn, and I
Okay.
put fresh butter and whatnot, but I mean,
All
it's
right,
not,
Gordon Ramsay, just relax.
it's not the same. So, let's go ahead and
I'll
move
tell
on.
you what, you know what we should do? You know, let's take a little poll on Instagram or something.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we rent out a theater or something like that. And
Oh,
that'll force us to like, okay, we have to save this because we bought a damn theater. So we'll save watching this at midnight and go watch it in the theater together and, you know, eat popcorn, and maybe somebody will come dressed as the Gorgon and we'll throw popcorn at the Demigorgon or something like that. So maybe, maybe
I'm writing it down right now.
write it down. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
All right. Sorry.
Back to high school as Carrie Rapp's TV adaptation. I forgot about Carrie. It was coming out. Mike Flanagan calls his Carrie series One of my favorite projects ever. As filming wraps, expect psychological horror with heart and blood and a lot of blood, and then maybe more blood because it's Carrie. Amazon's betting the big one on this. Amazon's going to be the queen of the prom on this one.
I can see that. The show is interesting. I mean, like, everybody is going and doing this right now, like kind of on the horror side. Everybody is kind of doing a prequel series um to something that's there. I think this series in particular is a retelling of Carrie.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Welcome to Derry's out right now, right? And like everybody's raving over the first episode. Camp Crystal Lake is going to be coming out on FX pretty soon. You know, like we're getting all these shows that are doing a long form version of the things that we all grew up loving.
Mhm.
I I I have been happy so far with the quality of things that Amazon puts out. So I think I'm a little more excited for this than I am other things. That's why Alien Earth, Geek Freaks in the chat right now saying Alien Earth. That's another good example of a kind of prequel for a horror series, you know. So I'm definitely ready to see this, mainly just because I want to see that take. I want to see a new take on this. Plus, it's supposed to be something that is closer to the book, and I'm always more excited for things that are more willing to go into the intricacies that the books have. So
Yeah, I agree. I think streaming platforms give IP like this a chance to do it right in the
yeah,
fans' eyes. Like, maybe it's a movie. You only have 2 hours to do a movie, but like turning this into a series where you can tell a long form story. Stuff that's in the. What do we always hear about? People that read a book and then go see the movie, like, oh, the book was better. There's so much more. Blah blah blah. Like the series, you get to do this. Same thing. Like Welcome to Derry. I've heard a lot of good things about that. I'm not gonna see it. One, because I'm scared. Two, I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm not gonna watch it. But I heard it's really good. I
yeah,
heard it's really good.
I've heard good things, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. Everybody on the horror side that we all know, you know, the DeLongs are really into it. They've already watched it. Sack Deadpool, and Anne, they've all watched it,
Hmm.
and they've all said that it's good. They've all said that it is something that is very much in the vein of it, but like it to an extent, it's scarier, and that makes me more interested in it. So
I like it. All right, let's keep going here. All right, Sarah Michelle Gellar talks reboot. You ready for this?
yeah, I kind of am.
Geller says you don't need to watch the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer to enjoy the reboot, but longtime fans might catch deeper emotional threads, new Slayers, new vamps, and same stakes. Now, here's a question. How would you modernize the Buffy reboot?
I don't think there's a lot of modernization that needs to happen with a Buffy reboot, just because for the most part, it's use whatever technology is available, use whatever is available. For the most part, again, with Buffy and the way that she kind of operates, she doesn't really rely on a lot of new technology
Mhm.
because kind of like the oldies are the goodies, right? It's a stake to the heart, and that's what goes. But like, you know, that delivery system, like what if she has more of like a crossbow with stakes, or she has, you know, kind of like other things. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of kind of like adaptation to newer things, aside from maybe she can track vampires now with like GPS and stuff.
Oh, you're like technology wise, like what is it going to improve on? I was talking about like story in general. Like how are they going to improve the story? Like how Kevin Smith took the original Masters of the Universe and
Mm,
said, "I love this. Now I'm going to elevate it and tell an extended version of the story."
on that level, I feel like, I mean, we already know the majority of the story is her teaching a new Slayer, right? And activating the next generation of Slayers. I think that a lot of this, I think Sarah Michelle Gellar, her whole role in this is a mentor. I don't think it's going to revolve around her. I think it's going to revolve around the new character. But she's going to be kind of like jumping in every now and then. There's probably going to be some good action scenes with her, like showing her like, this is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that that's kind of, we don't, everybody wants to see Buffy, but at the same time, if it's a new generation, I don't want it to be oversaturated with Buffy. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there's a way to solve that. I think they can bring in old characters from the original story, but again, raising the stakes. Get it? Stakes. Vampire. Get it? See what I did there? Slayers. If they start bringing in some of the old cast, but to make it a little bit more interesting, if they start killing off some of the old cast, and be like, okay, here's your farewell, and next thing you know, this new Slayer has to take things seriously. She can't screw up, because people are dying. Buffy's friends are dying.
Right. No, again, I like the idea of revamping the story for another revamping. Yeah. Oh yeah. For the next generation, and just telling this, retelling the story so that another generation of people can enjoy these stories. Because in the 80s we had the movies, in the 90s or the movie, in the 90s we had the TV show, and now in the 2020s, almost like fucking 30 years later, we're getting, a new revamp and another generation of Slayers.
I like it. All right, let's keep it going. The Fantastic First Family steps onto Disney Plus. Here we go. Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps finally gets its Disney Plus premiere date. It's about time. It will also be available in IMAX enhanced mode, offering an expanded aspect ratio for a more immersive experience. Oh, kind of interesting. All right. Stretchy science meets cosmic setup. Fantastic Four First Steps launches onto Disney Plus Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. That's like a week away, right? Yeah, it's like a week.
Yeah, it's about a week away. They're pulling a Netflix on this. Essentially, the idea is what they're doing is they're waiting and they're holding it to the chest until the last moment to say, "Hey, it's coming out," and then you get excited. I love the idea that they're doing an IMAX thing, because if you have like a home theater, like you have like a projector or something like that, you can like straight up do a wraparound, and that's it's actually a pretty cool idea to launch it that way.
Yeah. I think the release date sort of has something to do with Superman coming to HBO Max. HBO Max really closed that window for Superman, and was like, "Hey, we're gonna put this." It'd still be in theaters almost, but they were like, "Let's bring it to HBO Max because of Peacemaker," and that like theater to streaming window became super short. I think Disney was like, crap. Like our movie came out like a week or two later, but we haven't put it out. We got to get this out. Disney Plus still needs to be valuable somehow. But, like, what are we going to do? We don't have anything really planned. Let's put this out. Honestly, I think they were going to wait till like December for that, Christmas rush, but they put it out beginning of November. Okay. As long as you put it out, I'm happy for you. Disney Plus.
Yeah, and it's also it's almost like they're bypassing physical media at this point.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's
probably a good idea, because whoever's gonna buy this physical media wise, steel book or whatever it may be, they're gonna buy it anyway, and they're gonna wait till Black Friday to buy it, whether it's streaming or not streaming. People just want to buy their thing. They want that tangible piece.
Right.
Not me.
I'm gonna watch it streaming. I mean, certain movies I will go out and buy. So like Fantastic Four, Superman, movies like that, like tentpole movies, I'm probably gonna buy. But outside of that, I mean, yeah.
Look at you buying things like you don't got kids, man. I gotta pay for like Lunchables. I gotta pay for Uncrustables. Anything with ables in it, I gotta buy. Buy Go-Gurts.
The boo-boos.
Labubu's. You know how expensive Labubu's are?
Yeah, super expensive.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Dad, when you get your twin daughters Labubus and your son.
Yeah. We went to the Pop Mart store. Side quest. I went to the Pop Mart store in the mall,
Mhm.
and I don't know why we just got caught up with it, and we let them go ham. Next thing you know, like we have like 2 Lububus each, and then some clothing or some other crap. I don't even know. It's just there goes a car payment out the window. Like I hope we're gonna have a car next month because we just bought a bunch of Labubus. Can we take the Labubus? Can we ride on their backs? I don't know. Anyways, sorry.
You're good, man.
All right, let's keep it going. Ahsoka teasing season 2 arc. Okay, Rosario. Speaking at Comic Con Scotland, you have a Scottish accent for me?
I,
Speaking of
I have.
Comic Con Scotland,
Speaking of Scotland,
Rosario Dawson shared. No, I'm not going to do her.
it's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I'm pretty proud. Conor McGregor. She had more of a strong gravitas. Oh, this is Rosario talking about Ahsoka. She had a more of a strong gravitas at the beginning, and she was a little bit more unflappable. I like that she's relaxing. She's kind of getting back to her joy. I think those moments with Hayden and Anakin were so important for her to heal something. She could be more present. I kind of like this idea. We didn't really get to see like fun Ahsoka. Like the most fun she ever had, or the most like down to earth and like present moment she had, was when she was with Grogu, right? But other than that, she was like super serious, always arguing with what's her name? Mandalorian girl. I hate when my brain does that. But
You're now I'm doing it.
we both did it. Hey, we're not allowed both to do it. Like when you do it,
Tom Cruise.
there, thank you. When I do it, I try to save you, but you didn't save me. But you saved me. Anyway, less snippy, back to more snips. I like this. I like it.
It's having her kind of like rekindle that snips, kind of like thing, because she has been a little more serious and like more projects lately, just because I mean, she's been through a lot, she's had to deal with a lot. She's had a lot less fun as a character, so it's nice to hear that she's kind of like jumping back into that.
Yeah, and plus she came back and she was in like her white robe. She's in her like Gandalf the White era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's at peace with things. She's good. She's gonna have fun, even though she's stuck in another universe or another galaxy or whatever.
Well, I mean, obviously we're going to see her get back, so.
Spoiler alert. All right. From White Ahsoka to Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns get real. The Star of Lanterns, Aaron Pierre, says the Green Lantern Corps are extremely relatable because they embrace their flaws in a way that is beautiful. DC's Cosmic Cops are getting a grounded glow up. If kindness is punk rock, then vulnerability is the new superpower. And being a cocky space cop is 6'7".
Oh, you are terrible. That was so cringe.
6'7".
That is so cringe. Okay.
Oh my god.
It's not that you're saying 6'7", right? It's the way you're saying 6'7". Like, anyways, 6'7". Okay. Number one, I can't look at Aaron Pierre without like getting lost in his eyes. Number two,
Wait, hold on. Frank, clip that.
yeah, and we'll tag him in that too. Aaron Pierre, I can't look at you without getting lost in your eyes. I'm sorry. It is a sea of green and gray, and it is beautiful. Anyways, no, I love that they're trying to make them relatable and that they're gonna have flaws. We already know that the Green Lanterns have flaws just because the way that they've already been portrayed within this universe. That bowl cut is a flaw. 100%.
431 chicks say it's not a flaw. I'll tell you that much.
No, 100% it is. But still, yeah, I'm excited for this. Again, we all know, I've said it in the past, I'm a massive Green Lantern fan. I know that Matt Aguilar, Mr. Swagular in the chat, I know he is also a big Green Lantern fan. Given that, and both me and him agree, our favorite Green Lantern is not going to be in the show because James Gunn has already said that he's not a fan of our favorite Green Lantern. My second favorite is John Stewart, and I think that Aaron Pierre is going to massively, in a good way, wreck this role. So, I mean, I think he's going to kill it. And he's a really good actor. And him playing John Stewart, I think he can convey that leadership and that gravitas that John Stewart is known for doing. And then I forgot the name of the actor, but the actor who's playing Hal Jordan, Kyle Chandler, he's got the comedy chops to be the snarky kind of, just kind of jackass that Hal Jordan is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that that James Gunn is swerving us and Kyle Rayner ends up in the end. I know he said that he doesn't like Kyle Rayner, but I think he also knows that we all love Kyle Rayner. So,
well, I mean, just like how it started with Hal Jordan, we just have to let the universe expand, right?
Yeah.
We got to let Hal be Hal and John be John, and what happens with them. Same thing with Guy. We just got to let it expand, and then we'll get to a Kyle. I mean, we haven't even gotten through one season of Lanterns yet, so just ease up, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like we already got Guy Gardner. We know Guy Gardner exists. We know that this show is going to be Hal Jordan and John Stewart. It's like you've got 3 of the 4 core Green Lanterns. Like, just he doesn't even have to be a lantern. Just kind of like introduce Kyle Rayner at the end or something like that.
All right, let's do a bet. What I love Green Lantern too, but who do we get first? Do we get Kyle Rayner or do we get Chip? Because my vote's Chip.
Oh no, we're gonna get Chip 100%. We're gonna get Chip. We're gonna get because we're gonna see parts of the Lantern Corps, right? We're gonna see Tomar Ray. I want to see another interpretation of Tomar Ray. He's such a good character. I think, again, and this is what we were saying before, I think by the end of the season, the coolest thing would be if they introduced the Manhunters, because that is another threat that could lead into a whole nother season.
And I could see James Gunn wanting to do that because honestly, you need a little bit of cannon fodder. You need something to beat up to show their strength. So bringing something like that, like the Manhunters back, like, oh, this is where we screwed up in the past. Sorry about that. Green Lanterns, go handle that. I could see them wanting to bring in the Manhunters, but they should bring in Chip. That's number 1.
So the Manhunters come in, and Chip comes in, and they get surrounded by a bunch of Manhunters, and then Chip by himself comes in and just wrecks a whole bunch of them.
There you go. I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
For you, buddy. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I can't. I bet we see Oa too. Yeah.
At least by the end of the season, it's supposed to be like a buddy cop thing at the for the premise of the show is supposed to be a buddy cop thing. So yeah. I think it won't be until like the season finale that we see them go to Oa.
Gotcha. All right, I got more DCU.
Let's do it.
You thought she was gone, but honey, she never left. James Gunn confirms Waller is still active in development at DC while Viola Davis is still leading. All right, okay. I'm glad. I'm actually really happy that they kept Viola Davis in this role.
Yes.
Leading into Peacemaker and plan to keep her. I really dig that. The show will follow what Waller has been up to during the events of DC Studios' Superman movie, the second season of Peacemaker, and the follow-up to Superman, Man of Tomorrow. The Superman sequel is due out in summer of 2027, so it looks like we will have to wait about 2 years for the Waller series. Amanda Waller don't play. Will she be after Peacemaker as well? Peacemaker is not doing well with friends.
I am all for this. I want to know what Amanda Waller has been up to since she got knocked out at the end of Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
Because the first season of Peacemaker was like all everybody's fallout to betraying Amanda Waller. And it's kind of like, that plus, they kind of halfway built the relationship between her and her daughter. We're already seeing ads kind of, become or like take in that leadership role, but just not be as much of a heinous bitch as her mom. Uh,
Mhm.
and that's I've been saying that on the show that I think that ads is gonna be the Amanda Waller of Checkmate.
I could see that.
I think she's gonna be the one that's running Checkmate, but again, less of a heinous bitch because her mom is kind of a monster. But at the same time, I want to see is them kind of get into the backstory of Amanda Waller. I do want to see where she's been through all of this stuff in DC, but I do want them to kind of explain for the broader audience that she is a former special forces operative, that she has a lot of like combat experience, like hand-to-hand combat experience, and that's what kind of shapes why she's the way she is and why she's so callous and why she's such a straightforward, get shit done kind of person, is because of her experience in special operations. um and I don't know if they're gonna go this far. It would be really cool to see them like, explore her relationship with Deathstroke, because they work together, not like relationship, like they weren't like
Yeah.
together, but like, they worked really closely when they were in special forces. So it's like, kind of that would be a cool like flashback to Amanda Waller, and you get Slade Wilson. Uh
That would be a good way to introduce Deathstroke.
yeah, and like you get this her and Slade on a mission. That would be so
Mhm.
dope.
That would be pretty cool. Now, she was also in Creature Commandos, so she has been in the new DCU. I
Mhm.
mean, that's where we saw Rick Flag Senior and her connection with him, but they didn't say what happened after um Creature Commandos and what's going to happen to Waller, because I think it kind of took place kind of like the same time because she was still part of Argus.
Yeah.
And but they also say you can't use humans or whatever like that.
Yeah,
So
and at this point, Rick Flag Senior has taken over her position.
right,
So
right.
it'd be kind of cool to see kind of like also the fallout between the two of them. Like maybe in the Waller show, they show her passing the torch and not being happy about it.
Hmm. I don't think she's like in jail, but I think she must, maybe she's heading up like another organization,
Mhm.
something like that, like AIM or something, who knows. But yeah, glad they're still pushing forward with a Waller series.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Running Man? Nah, it's a runaway, man. All right, James Gunn's DCU may be setting up Salvation Run as a major crossover event. According to a new report from Night Edge Media, DC Studios recently registered a copyright trademark for Salvation Run. So that's the studio that
Mhm.
put in the trademark for it. So any kind of show or filming rights, uh, DC Studios put the patent or put the copyright on that. Villains exiled to a hostile planet. Yes, please. DC's Rogues Gallery might finally get their own war story. Legions of villains fighting together. Will this story be the salvation for average DCU fans? I have some thoughts on this.
Please.
So I think it's too early
Mhm.
to get into Salvation Run because we've barely been introduced to any of the villains across the DCU. We've seen X, and that's about it. Like I think we need to see some of these other rogues of some of these other villains in the normal world before they get thrown into Salvation, and then we do the Salvation Run story. Because the whole idea is you take all these criminals and throw them over there.
Right.
We need to know the stakes and the value, or what it costs to take all these villains off the streets and put them in another universe. And then what happens to Peacemaker?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So my thoughts on this. I think thus far, James Gunn has been really good about not talking down to the audience. So you have a lot of in past ventures, you have a lot of talking down to the audience and just like, I have to hold your hand and I have to explain every character and everything like that. Well, we know the majority of these characters. We haven't seen them fleshed out in this universe yet, but we know the Joker. We know Lex Luthor. We know if you watch the shows and stuff, like a lot of the other TV shows, like we've been introduced to people like Catwoman and the Penguin and even Captain Cold to an extent. Like there are a lot of these characters have been introduced in other mediums, so I don't think he needs to reintroduce them in the universe in this universe. I think if he did Salvation Run, because he's already made references to other villains, like literally Lex Luthor talks about not Captain Dr. Phosphorus and Killer Croc supposedly hooking up in jail. Like it's there are all these things that they make references to characters, and if you know, if you don't, then you're more curious. I think that if they do Salvation Run, they're just going to introduce a lot of these characters in that show, and those are going to be more almost like Suicide Squad, right? Like you look at Suicide Squad, the movie, he introduced a crap ton of characters, and you didn't feel like there was you didn't get enough out of it. You didn't feel like I need more background on these characters. Like we got enough background on Polka Dot Man that we were happy with that. Same thing with Ratcatcher. Same thing with like all these characters in there. I think that they can do the same thing for Salvation Run and him just do it with more major villains. And with that being said, he also said that the big twist at the end of Salvation Run is probably not going to happen when they do Salvation Run. Because he said that he's trying his hardest not to introduce the new gods just yet because he doesn't want to step on what Snyder did. Because he actually said that he enjoyed what Zack Snyder did with the new gods. And he's like, I want to give myself a little bit of distance between them. So there's a big twist at the end of Salvation Run. Again, go read the book if you don't know what happens in it, or listen to previous episodes because we've talked about it. But there's a big twist at the end of Salvation Run that introduces the new gods. And, James Gunn already said he's not going to be doing that. So that means we can focus on all of the villains that are going to be in this show. And if that's the case, I think he's going to Suicide Squad it. I think he's just going to introduce his versions of major villains on this planet. And then going forward, now you have all of these villains that you can use in different properties.
That's a good point. Or I could see this turning into, okay, we've gathered up a bunch of these villains, but we've thrown them in this other universe. But then the U.S. government finds it unconstitutional or something like that. So they end up having to release all these villains back into the world. And then it becomes like, all right, there you go. There you go, heroes. You have your villains to go after. Let's go make some content.
Right. Or somehow they just like half of these dudes are probably end up back in Blackgate. So it's,
Exactly.
they've already established a lot of these dudes are in Blackgate. So either they all end up in Blackgate or they all end up back in
Belle Reve.
In Blackgate, Belle Reve, or back in Arkham. If they start going in that way, I wonder if they introduce Aaron Judge, just because Aaron Judge is a major character on like when it comes to the prison systems in DC.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's one of the prison guards that everybody knows. So it'd be kind of cool to see Aaron Judge show up in this.
I like it. We'll have to see. I'm just interested because I'm surprised it went this direction so quickly.
Yeah.
With James Gunn and Peacemaker season 2. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But let's keep it going. We got a few more stories to get through.
All right.
All right. Creed goes to Miami. Michael B. Jordan is in early talks to star in Joseph Kosinski's Miami Vice movie at Universal Studios. High speed, high style, high stakes. The neon's about to get louder. Break out the shoulder pads. Michael B. Jordan, welcome to Miami.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Thank you for doing that.
Gracias. So I mean, this is the obvious, but we think he's playing Tubbs, right?
I mean, he could be Crockett. There's no, you know.
Honestly, there is nothing that says that he couldn't play Crockett.
He'd be cool either way. He'd be cool either way.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, you know, Don Johnson was a very handsome man, but I mean,
here's one. How about they make Michael B. Jordan Crockett, and then they get a Latino to play Tubbs? It's in Miami. Come on now. Come on now. Right.
I mean, but they also had Martin Castillo, right? So I mean, like, Martin Castillo could be that's your Latino dude. He's not definitely not as high profile as Crockett and Tubbs, but I think I do like your idea better. You know who we get to play Tubbs? Bad Bunny. There you go.
Bad Bunny.
He's a good actor now, man. He's been in a couple of different things.
Yeah, and he doesn't need to talk much. You know, he could do a Hurricane Rada off the top of a Lamborghini. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into it.
Right? He's a good wrestler. Geek Freaks is saying Austin Butler is actually rumored to play Crockett right now.
That's pretty good.
Austin Butler after Dune, that dude can do no wrong.
Yeah. But honestly, that's too much sexy for one movie. Are you kidding me?
Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan. And those are like your quintessential like hot Miami dudes.
Yeah. You're gonna break some movie screens.
Yeah.